What does USAID stand for?
The U.S. Agency for International Development.
Okay. So it's not U.S. help, it's U.S.
Right.
Agency for International Development, which
Right.
sounds very much like a philanthropic governmental organization which participates in the economic rape of foreign nations.
Well, what they leave unsaid is, what are you developing? They're developing assets. They're developing
Assets meaning what?
Assets, instruments of statecraft to be deployed either by the State Department, the Defense Department, or the CIA. That is all they do. It's the Agency for International Development of Assets. And because it's a general aid pool, you don't know, when you see USAID, you don't know which one of those three it's going towards. You don't know if it's an overt diplomatic declared mission of the State Department, i.e. the State Department has formally declared that we are going to reconstruct the economy of Ukraine. And so USAID money will help different regional pockets that need economic development there. So they will fund institutions that will then control those flow of funds, and therefore effectively the soft politics of the region and the network connections. So you don't know if it's going towards a declared State Department goal. You don't know if it's going towards a military goal in the region. So this happened, for example, in Venezuela in 2019 when the first Trump administration was trying to topple Maduro's government, and we were backing Juan Guaido. We had declared Juan Guaido the president of Venezuela. And again, I'm not opining on whether this is a good or bad thing. I don't like communist governments. I think they suck. It just is what it is, though. We have to be honest with the American people about what we're actually doing. I would prefer honest statecraft over duplicity. But the fact is USAID trucks were being used to ship weapons to the Juan Guaido aligned paramilitaries so that they could engage in street battles with the cops and the military. Those USAID trucks were stopped at the border to Venezuela, with fully automatic weapons. I don't think that's humanitarian aid. And that's a tale as old as time. I mean, you can see, the Al-Shabaab groups in USAID camps. This happened in Cuba in 2014. We were running small arms munitions and paramilitary fighters into Cuba through USAID HIV clinics. So you don't know when you see USAID which direction the op is coming from. It could be statecraft, it could be military, it could be CIA, but it's one of those three.
And the funding for USAID, taxpayers, I mean, it comes out of the budget of which department?
Well, it's a standalone agency. So it's $50 billion a year, and which is more now than the State Department itself. But it's supposed to answer to state or answer to DOD.
$50 billion for international matters. This is nothing domestic. There's no USAID that goes to the well, does it go to the fentanyl crisis in America or the homeless crisis? Strictly international. Right.
Yes.
Funding arming paramilitary. Paramilitary is a euphemism for what others might consider to be gangs, cartels, or terrorists.
It's when you pump up a gang into the size of a small to medium-sized military. So small wars are conducted through paramilitary.